Effective communication with children. Okay, today I'm going to talk about how not to mess up when your kid finally opens up to you. Okay, coming up. Right, effective communication with children. Your child finally opens up and talks to you and tells you something. How do you not mess this up and all of a sudden find that they are, like, forget it, I shouldn't have told you anyway, or, doors slammed in your face, or arguments started all over again? How do you, not mess up and see that they actually, they tell you something and you respond, and then they tell you more, and then you feel like the lines of a communication are opening wide? How do you feel successful in your communication with your children? Here we go. All right. The number one biggest, most important thing is that the goal here is not to teach your child, it's to relate to your child. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. If you can work on making that like a core belief in your subconscious mind, okay? In your subconscious mind, say it over and over to yourself in your conscious mind, that you're trying to work on the relationship, okay? You're trying to work on relating to your child, not trying to fix them, not trying to direct them, not trying to teach them. You know better. Then you will find that your child will open up to you more and more and more, okay? I'm going to tell you a crazy story that I realized this last couple of weeks, something that happened to me. The only funny thing is that I wasn't the parent in the story. I was the child in the story. Okay. I just redid my website, and I'd been working on it all by myself for weeks. And I had done my websites before. I didn't really love the one that I had, and I didn't really felt like really doing it myself and making it really nice. And I was working on it. Finally, it was done and it was live, and I sent an email to my parents telling them please to look at it. Okay, almost 2 days went by. I still hadn't heard from them. No emails, no anything. And I was feeling frustrated, hello, I put all this work. Haven't you looked at it? My parents are, by the way, my biggest supporters in everything that I do. So this is not in any way saying that they don't support me. They love my work. They support me in every way. So I was feeling frustrated. If they support me so much, how come they didn't even look at my website yet? So I called my mother, and she's like, oh, we've had a crash of one of our computers, been so crazy here, I didn't even look. She's like, I'll look right now. So as I was on the phone with her, she looked at my website. Now, if I'm waiting for my parents to tell me, to look at my website, and I'm so excited, what do I want? I want compliments. I want them to say, wow, it's gorgeous. Wow, you did a great job. Oh, you did this all by yourself? I want them to be impressed with me. I want them to be proud of me. I want them to be wowed. My mother, she was, like I said, she was busy. So she started going down my website, and she started telling me, okay, this needs to be fixed and that needs to be fixed, and you need to change the font here and change the order where you put this. And she started giving me all this whole list of all the things that needed fixing. I was devastated. And I found myself telling her, you couldn't find a single compliment to say about my website, nothing good right away, all the bad things. And I was so upset. I'm I have to go. And that was it. That was in a conversation. So my mother, she called back. She sent me an email. She's like, I'm so sorry. You're right. It's a gorgeous website. I should have said that first. And here I'm I know that my mother has just had a difficult day. I know that she loves my work. I know that she's impressed with everything. So why does it still bother me? And by the way, I'm 41 years old. If that's how I feel at my age, how does a 7-year-old feel? How does a 12-year-old feel? How does a 17-year-old feel? When they tell you either something that they did, or something they did wrong, or something they did right, or anything, they open up to you, and right away you're trying to help them be better. Why? Why do you want to help them be better? Because you want to help them be successful. You want to help them to study better, to get better grades, to do well socially, to wear nicer clothing, to whatever it is you want to tell them to make better. Yes, my mother wanted me to have an excellent website. She was impressed with what I did, and she wanted to even be better because she loves me and she wants me to be successful. But you know what? That's not what we hear as children. A child doesn't hear that. A child hears, My parent isn't proud of me. They're not impressed with me. They're finding all my faults. They're finding everything I did wrong. All the more so if they actually did do something wrong. So how do you fix that? First thing when your child says something is relate to it. Notice it. If they're showing you something that they did, compliment them. Find something good in what they did. Find something that you appreciate. You don't have to lie, but find something good. You don't like your daughter's outfit? You like her hairdo. You love the color of her eyes. Her makeup brings out her blue eyes. I don't know. Find something to see the good. And then relate. And then later on, you can maybe offhand, nonchalantly mention something that could use fixing, or they could try to do something different if you have a good relationship with your child. If you don't, then maybe hold off on that altogether. First, I wanted to hear my parents' compliment. Then my father got whiff of what was going on, and he went to look at my website, and he sent me this long email with all the good parts of my, not even one thing he didn't like, everything good, because he wanted me to have the good vibe. Every child, no matter how old they are, wants to have their parent have a good vibe. Feel like, wow, my parent is proud of me. They love me. They think I'm great. They see good in me. They see potential in me. And even when your child does something wrong, you know what? Empathize. Feel for them. Relate. I was in a situation like that. I know how you feel. I totally get it. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you the time when this happened. Relate to them. Relationship. The relationship is more important than any correction, because if you want your children ultimately to ever listen to anything you're going to direct them in life, it's only because you have the good relationship. So first thing before anything else is change in your subconscious belief that a parent is there to correct their child. Put into your subconscious belief that a parent is there to have a relationship with their child. And in every interaction, first thing, relate to your child. Compliment them, notice them, point things out to them, empathize with them, feel for them, relate to them, tell stories how you relate. And then at some point, you can always offhand mention something to direct in the way of something that could be better. That is the goal of parenting, to have a relationship with your child so that ultimately in the long term, you will have an influence in their life.